All right, so this example is asking us to use substitution to solve for the system of equations. When you need to use substitution to solve for a system of equations, you need an equation that is x equals or y equals, a variable all by itself with no number in front of it. And right now I don't have that. So my first step is actually going to be to make that. So if you take a look at this equation right here, you have an x by itself, except for this 4y. So what I'm going to do is I am going to solve for y. Solve for x. I'm simply going to take the 4y and move it to the other side. Now remember, 18 and 4y are not like terms, so I'm just going to stick them next to each other. All I'm doing is rearranging it so that I have an equation that I can actually substitute with. Now that I have an equation that is x or y completely by itself, I'm going to take that equation, that expression, and I'm going to plug it in for the x. It's very important that you know that it's not always y we plug in for. Sometimes it's x. It's all based on what is the variable that is all by itself on one side. So now, my next step, step 2, I'm going to write the 5 where I scribbled the x out. I'm going to write 18 minus 4y minus 3y equals negative 25. From here, the process is just like we're used to. You're going to take the number in front of the parenthesis and multiply. 5 times 18 is 90, so we are getting some big numbers, but that's okay. 5 times negative 4 is negative 20. We rewrite everything else. Now we're going to combine our like terms. We're looking for the two that have the same variable on the same side. So negative 20 and negative 23, and negative 3 is negative 23y. I bring down the 90. And I bring down the negative 25. And now you're going to give me a second because I'm making sure that I can do math because I'm doubting myself right now. Nope, trust the process, guys. This is a 2-step. So I'm going to subtract 90 from both sides. I'm going to get negative 23y is negative 115. Divide both sides by negative 23. Believe it or not, you get y equals 5. I did not trust the fast process for a second. I was like, no way. That's going to divide. It did. This answer is my y. But don't forget, I need a y and an x, so I do have one more step. Step 3. I'm going to take this y, and specifically, I'm going to plug it into that expression that I made before. So I'm going to have x equals 18 minus 4 times 5, which if I plug that in the calculator, I get negative 2. So my answer is negative 2, 5. Remember, it goes xy. So this is very similar to example 1. The big difference is that I have to solve for the variable first before I can substitute it. And again, you're just looking for whichever one has a variable that doesn't have a number, like constant in front of it. And so the second equation here, because x is all by itself with nothing in front, I knew I could just move the 4y over.